talk about a step back, right? All right, so we're going to talk about it. Before we get into this, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody that reached out and checked up on me just to see if I was okay. Honestly, a lot more of you than I thought actually reached out, and a lot of people I didn't expect to reach out. So that was a really big heartfelt moment for me. It was nice to see you guys, actually reach out to me. It felt really special, especially in time of need like that. I'm sorry if I didn't get back to you. I honestly cannot text. Like my phone, I've got the iPhone 17 Pro, so my phone is actually huge and it's really hard to text with one hand. This video is for you guys asking what happened, if I'm okay. I'm going to cover all that in this video. Little backstory before we get into this, just so you guys can kind of understand how all of this actually happened. So when I was in ninth grade, I was in gym class. I was just playing like your normal basketball, about to be lunchtime, just having a good time, whatever. Some kid, I won't say his name, he bumped into my shoulder pretty aggressively. I think he thought it was the NBA final. But anyways, no heat, no heat. Bumped into my shoulder and my shoulder dislocated. And that was the first occurrence of this happening. The second time this has happened, I was on a trampoline and I was trying some new tricks or whatever, fell, popped out again. And the third time, tubing. I was tubing like piano boat. My aunt and my mom and all that, they're pulling me on a boat. And there was like these big waves or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, I don't got that. Because I knew how weak my shoulder already was. But I gave it a go anyways. Because, what am I going to do? I guess I could have jumped off the tube, but I was like, nah, I got that. But realistically, I did not have that. And then the fourth time it happened, I was snowboarding, first run of the day. I thought I'd send a huge jump. Ended up shooting me backwards or frontwards, I don't remember. And I did a flip, not intentionally, landed right on my shoulder and it popped out then. So after that happened, I'm like, okay, there's a problem. I'm a really young guy and this has happened 4 times already. What do I do? So I went to my family doctor. We had a chat. We talked about solutions. We talked about physio, which I've already been to a couple times, but clearly it hasn't helped. But I do live a very active lifestyle. So, I mean, that was also on the table. It's like I can go to physio all I want, but if I'm going to continue doing this, active lifestyle, obviously down the road, eventually, whether it's this or something else, something will happen. It's just inevitable. We had that conversation. We started leaning more towards a surgery. Now, this surgery scared the living shit out of me because, for when I was a kid, right, I've never had anyone actually drill into my body, which I don't think being a kid or an adult changes anything. I was a little frightened, right? It was pretty scary. And the doctor kind of gave me an option. She said, you can either do this surgery and it's going to be not a guaranteed fix, it's going to 120% increase the likability of this not happening again. I think I worded that right, but either way. So the options were they were clear. They were clear. I knew I had to get the surgery. I knew that I didn't want this to happen again. For anybody who has not had a dislocated shoulder before, I will be the first to tell you that it is a living hell. You can't really go day by day without thinking like, okay, is my shoulder going to pop out? Like, yeah, something just as easy as pulling something off the top shelf, something decently heavy, could easily just pop your shoulder out. So going day by day and stuff, super, super annoying and a little scary, right? Because you want to be able to enjoy your life and not be you don't want this thing in the back of your head having you stopping you from doing things that you want to do. So I ended up going for the surgery. It would be good, do it now while I'm young. I thought it was a good idea, so I did it. I put all my fears aside and I said, let's get this done. So I got the surgery. It was a very long recovery. What they ended up doing was they opened up 5 different parts of my shoulder, but they put 5 metal brackets, 2 in the front and 3 in the back, to connect my shoulder in place. And after a few meetings with my surgeon and after going to a few physiotherapy sessions, I started recovering. Things started looking up. I started doing sports again. I started exercising. Mind you, I was really young at the time as well, so I was very, very active with what I was doing, and things were looking up. So I just kind of went day by day until it stopped becoming something that was weighing on my mind, which was great. The same year I went to college, so 2022, the summer of, I was at the gym. I was doing compound lift or conventional lift. It's where, like I've never done squat, bench press, or deadlift because of my shoulder. I thought to myself, let's give it a go. Why not? It's been a while now, nothing's happened. Let's try it out. So I loaded up the barbell with 2 plates on each side. I was gonna squat it. And I go down, I do 5 reps. I'm like, okay, yeah, that felt good. That felt great. I went to go squat it again on my third or fourth rep. Maybe it's a little more than that. Sorry, it's been a while. I actually got this on video, by the way, so if you guys do want to see this clip, I could show you guys the clip, but I popped out my shoulder while having, I think it was 185 pounds, kind of like a decline on the weight I was doing, just to work my way up and then work my way down, and then I was going to kind of go up and down just to kind of see my range because I don't really squat. So I kind of want to see my range. I was squatting and I think I got up to 6 reps and it popped right out while the weight was on my back. And if you guys look at the clip, if I do end up posting, you'll see how bad my form was. And mind you, that is why that happened. But nonetheless, it popped out. And that was terrifying because I got the surgery and I didn't know what to do after because, well, I got the surgery. It's not supposed to happen again, but it happened. So now what? Thankfully, this time I was able to pop it in pretty much instantly after it happened. The aftermath hurt a lot. I don't know why it hurt so much more this time. Maybe it's because it popped out from the back. Maybe it's because it loosened some of the brackets. Maybe some of the brackets even came apart. I don't know. But either way, it hurt a lot, and I had to take a break for about 2 weeks from the gym at that time. And I kind of wanted to, figure that out and see what I could do about that because if that was going to be a problem again and I had to get another surgery, then that's something I'd have to discuss to my surgeon. I went to go see my surgeon before school, before I went to college. I told him what's going on, I told him what happened, and we kind of just covered like, well, since I was going to school, I couldn't really get surgery. So he kind of just told me to take it easy, focus on like, less weight, more reps type thing. That's typically what I do because of my shoulders, so that worked out. So that's what I did. I took 2 weeks off. I talked to my surgeon and told me to do that. I just kind of rolled with that until my shoulder felt better. I was doing a lot of like band movements and stuff, lower weight movements and stuff, to help the rotator cuff, all that stuff. So things were looking up. Now fast forward, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years I've been good. I've been back in the gym consistently for 8 to 9-ish months now. I've been lifting heavier than ever. I still don't do any compound or conventional lifts, whatever you want to call them. I still don't do any of those. But I've been lifting super heavy nonetheless. So anyways, now we're here today. So St. Patrick's Day, Saturday. It wasn't St. Patrick's Day, but me and my buddies were going out downtown Toronto to go clubbing. So me and my buddy caught a train. We make our way out to the club and stuff, met up with our friends. And we get there, we start ordering some drinks, having a good time. The music's great. It's the first time I've ever been to this club, this venue, so it was pretty cool to be there. I'm not typically the type of person to go out downtown clubbing, so just the vibe was super, exciting, right? So I was excited and I started drinking a lot, just kind of like letting loose, from like my normal way. I was with maybe a group of, say, 6, and this guy came up to us. Mind you, I'm pretty gone at this point. But I'm still there. I'm just, I've had a few to drink. A guy approaches our friend group and he says, "Hey, I'm doing a challenge where I need photos of me doing a specific thing." He said, "The last photo that I need is me on somebody's shoulders." And all my friends, they're like, "Oh man, that's awesome, dude." Like, and then they all pointed at me thinking I would do it. And I'm like, okay, well, I look at the guy, I'm like, okay, you weigh about like 210, right? Like I can lift you up, no problem. Mind you, like these are things that I wouldn't be doing sober just because of the concern of my shoulder, but since it's been so long and I've been lifting so heavy and I built a lot of muscle around my shoulder, I didn't really think of this happening. I mean, talking to my family and stuff that have been around and have gone through this entire thing with me, like even them saying like, okay, well, you probably shouldn't have done that, but like, what are the chances that that actually happened, right? And, I told them like, yeah, you're right. But anyways, this guy hops onto my shoulders, but before he hopped on my shoulder, he decided to do a little jump. This guy straight up jumped on my shoulder. He was very drunk, guys, and he jumped on my shoulder like while I got down in place, and I instantly just felt my shoulder popped right out of my fucking socket. And I remember just like shoving him off. I'm like, get the fuck off me, dude. And I like just stormed off to like the side because it was really crowded. And I just like stormed off to the side where it wasn't. My good buddy Will, he followed me, and I'm like freaking out in my mind, like just thinking like just like this has never happened to me drunk, guys. So like just like having it happen again for one, but having it happen while I'm like borderline fucked up. Like I was like, holy shit, like what is going on right now? And I was in like the middle of like not even the middle, I was in the outskirts of downtown Toronto, like not even downtown, like I was like near the water. I was at a place called Rebel. So I'm like, how the fuck am I like where am I gonna go? Like anyways, so I'm just thinking to myself, like, what do I do? What do I do? And the last time I dislocated my shoulder, I was able to pop it back in myself pretty instantly, but it was like weird. Like I have it on video, and the way I did it was because I think it popped out from the back, and I was able to twist my arm enough to click it back in. But this time it happened out the front, just like all the other times. And once it pops out of the front, you need to do a specific, it's like a very specific way of popping it back in. But I've seen people pop a shoulder back in on their own many times. Like I've seen so many YouTube videos and TikTok videos on how to do it yourself, just in case it ever happened to me again. But the chances are pretty slim. Like if your shoulder pops out, you need someone who knows what they're doing. But I thought maybe I'd get lucky. I looked at my buddy. I was like, okay. I was like, I got this. I got this. I got that. I was just trying to hype myself up. I'm like, I got this. Mind you guys, this pain is unbearable. Like I cannot describe or explain how much this hurts. It's happened to me 6 times, so I'm a little more used to it, but like it never changes. It hurts so fucking bad, and it gets worse and worse and worse, and we'll get into that. So anyways, I tried slamming my left shoulder into the wall like 6 times. Like I took running starts and I just tried slamming my shoulder back in. That did not work. Okay? That did not work. And then and then I tried to get my buddy Will to kind of like lift my arm up and like just try to like twist it right back into place. That really did not work. And then some guy, I don't know, some Joe Schmo came up to us and he was like, "Oh, did you popped out your shoulder?" It's like, yeah. And it seemed like you know what he was talking about. So he was wearing like some big St. Patrick's hat with like crazy glasses, and he had like these like fake girls on or whatever. And he goes and he lifts up my arm and he just starts yanking it. I'm like, ah! I was like, get the fuck off me, dude. Anyways, I was like so pissed off. I was so like just like zoned out. I was like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? I gotta go to the hospital. I got no choice. We ordered an Uber to St. Mike's because I'm not about to pay $50 for a fucking ambulance. Not happening. Even though it probably would have been better. But honestly, our Uber driver zoomed. Like I was like in the back of the car, just like because like all the bumps and stops, like Toronto's busy, especially at that time. So it was just constantly stopping and going, stopping and going. But he was like zooming, like he was not messing around. So I definitely did appreciate that. But it made the car drive a little bit more unbearable. Let's just put it that way. Anyways, we get to the hospital, and every single time this has happened to me, where I've gone to the hospital for my shoulder, every single time it's been easily over 5 hours of me just waiting with my shoulder popped out. The best way I can describe it, if you are in the gym, try holding a 10-pound dumbbell or however heavy your arm is. Just if you know how heavy your arm is, hold it like a lateral raise, like this. Do that for 5 hours. That's what it feels like. You can't let go. You literally that's literally what it feels like. You just hold it there. Like my arm is literally hanging from ligaments and muscle. It's not in a socket, it's just hanging there. So that's exactly what it feels like on top of actually tearing them while you're holding that weight. I was super pissed off. That's why I tried popping it in myself because I'm like, for one, I don't want to ruin the party. Like I want to keep having a good time with my friends and stuff. And like, I also didn't want to have to wait and go through all that pain again and stuff, right? Because the longer it's out, the worse it's going to be for you to recover, which was also a huge concern for me in the gym. And at this point, that's all I'm thinking about is that I am fucking screwed for the gym. So I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I get to the hospital. We get in there. My buddy Will, my best buddy Will, he did a great job at you know, just talking to the right people in order for me to get in as quickly as possible. He went to that person and this person, that person, and we just kept moving, x-rays, did that, whatever, right? And we finally got to the actual, spot where, like, they're gonna pop it back in. So they loaded me up with, I forget what it's called, it starts with a P, Perefable? I don't know. I don't know my drug names, guys, but they loaded me up with some sort of like thing that knocked me out. I just went straight like I don't remember them popping it in at all. I just kind of like came back to my senses. I'm like, oh shit, it's back in. The doctors did a great job. I was in and out of that hospital. It was an hour and a half, I think. So that was the fastest time ever that this has got resolved. So St. Mike's Hospital, huge shout out to you guys, and shout out to Will for helping me out and getting me there as quickly as possible. That could not have gone any smoother. But yeah, so that was my night. Pretty crappy night. When I got home, I kind of came to the realization that, this happened. It made me think about the next steps and what I gotta do, who I gotta talk to, what I'm gonna do with my fitness journey, right? As you guys know, I've been chasing a Gymshark sponsorship for longer than I can remember. I wanted to be a Gymshark athlete for years now. But you know what, guys? I've had many conversations with a lot of people that I care about. Looking at everything I've done, everything I've built over this time, and just having the thrive and the drive for what I want. Every night, every day, every time after work, I'm in the gym. It's not only for, posting content or whatever, or trying to get a Gymshark sponsorship. I mean, the end goal, sure, that's what it is, right? Like, I want to be a part of Gymshark, but I mean, all these sessions and stuff, like, these are all for me at the end of the day, right? Like, I get in there after a long day or a short day, whether I'm feeling sad or happy, depressed, not depressed, hungry, not hungry, tired, awake, right? Like, no matter the circumstance, I'm in there for myself and I'm building for myself, and like, I feel like that's bigger than anything. And I've really shown myself over the years, and all these injuries I've had. The dislocations are just one of many injuries I've had in the past. Like, I've gone through the ringer, okay? And I've overcome all of that. And sure, this is a pretty crappy time that this is happening because I'm supposed to be going to Japan in 2 weeks. Now I can't go because of my shoulder. Um, And then, I'm pretty locked into the entire fitness influencing, and like, I'm really trying to thrive for that Gymshark sponsorship. But you know what, guys? After everything, I realized, like, don't let anything in your life stop you from what you want to achieve. I want this to be the entire purpose of this video. I want you guys to take this and really reflect on your own situation and not let anything or anyone decide how you want to live your life, how you want your life to look. Sure, you're going to have bumps in the road. You're going to have people that tell you can't do something. You're going to sometimes feel like you can't do something yourself. But let me be the first and only person to tell you that no matter what happens in your life, and a crazy injury, like someone telling you like, oh man, you can't do it, financial issues, listen, you can do whatever you want in your life. And that is so important, and you need to remember that. I mean, that's what I'm going to hold on to, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I'm going to bounce back from this, and I'm going to make it, okay? I'm going to post videos and showing you guys exactly how to do it, okay? Now, I've never done it to this extent, but I'm going to do my absolute best to show you guys that nothing's going to stop me, and nothing needs to stop you guys either, because you can achieve whatever you want. Because you know what? Gymshark, I'm still coming. I just want to say thanks again to everybody that actually reached out and just checked up on me and made sure I was okay. I love all of you guys. I never really thought I'd build, I would even say, a fan base. It's more like just like, it was like friends, family, people I talked to, but also a lot of you guys that liked watching my videos and stuff. I feel like you guys are more like a family to me at this point, and I hope to continue growing that way. And you know, I hope you guys keep watching my videos. I still got a lot of unpublished videos that I need to post, so be ready for those videos. There's going to be a lot of videos where I'm not injured that I recorded in the past that I still need to post. A lot of good ones too that are coming out. But this is going to be a journey for me. So if you guys want to participate in that and support me, just know at the end of it, I'm going to bounce back harder than ever. Gymshark, we're still chasing after the dream. I want you guys. You know, I hope you guys want me at some point. We're going to keep striving. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. We're going to work through this. This is not going to stop me under any circumstance. So yeah, with that being said, guys, thanks for everything. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. I hope you guys keep watching. I hope you guys keep liking the content and be ready to see. It's going to be a journey, but you know what? We got this, guys. Peace.